This is not a happy day at about 800 Chrysler dealerships in the United States, despite the fact that the U.S. Supreme Court, through Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, delayed the takeover of Chrysler by Fiat yesterday. We are told that all the 789 dealerships that were going to close are indeed going ahead with those plans to close today. Colleen McDonald owns two of those Chrysler dealerships. She was on the air with us when the announcement was made about which ones would be shuttered, and she wasn't all too happy about it. Now the day of reckoning comes, and we thought we would catch up with Colleen and also find out whether yesterday's Supreme Court activity has any impact on what happens to her and dealers like her. Hello, Colleen. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me on.
It's our pleasure. What has changed since yesterday? Anything did that have any impact at all on your future?
Well, first of all, let me just say a couple of things about this whole situation. Right now, if Jim Press would stop lying to the public, to the government, and the dealers, we wouldn't be in this position that we are in right now. This man would lie if the truth sounded better. Yesterday, we kind of thought we were kind of excited when the Supreme Court justice put a stay on the sale because of the Indiana pension funds and things like that. Unfortunately, I don't know how that relates to the dealers. We are still planning on our closing as of today. We've lost a lot of people. They need to have jobs. They need to have health insurance. So no matter what they've done, they've destroyed our business. And what we need to do right now, we need to focus our direction on a House bill. It's called the Automobile Dealer Economic Rights Restoration Act of 2009. Two of the House people went ahead and did this bill up, and what it does is it would restore franchise law rights to auto dealers across the country. Put our issues back in the states where they belong is what we need to have done. And this bill is real. It's in the House right now. It needs to be voted on. It needs to get to the Senate. It needs to be done today. So if you're out there and you have any interest in the car business, please call your congressmen, call your Senate people, and do something for us to stop this. Because this is the tip of the iceberg.
Colleen, don't we have contract law in place in the United States, in every state right now, that's being ignored in the closings? We have bankruptcy law that was apparently ignored in restructuring the debt of the companies.
Well, we do have. We have excellent franchise law to protect dealers for things like this. Unfortunately, I was in court for 4 days during the bankruptcy hearings, and Judge Gonzalez sat there and listened to all the testimony, and under this 363 bankruptcy, they're taking that and adding the dealers into it, which is not part of the plan at all. They're circumventing the laws, I believe, and they should not be able to do what we do. This whole issue of the dealers should be back on the state issues, back under our franchise law that we worked real hard and put in place so we could protect ourselves in these types of situations.
Colleen, give me a mental picture, a description of what's happened at your dealerships now. Are you closed? Is any part of the facility open? What's happened to all the vehicles, the inventory you had, and your parts inventory as well?
Well, we have about 130 vehicles left that are hopefully Chrysler says that they're going to go ahead and help facilitate a sale. I have yet to have any phone calls regarding that issue. The parts is another huge issue. We have somewhere about 300 or 400,000 in parts in our own two stores that need to be sold. But they're not buying the parts back. What you have to understand is Chrysler's not buying anything back. They're facilitating between other dealers. And now other dealers, and I've seen it quotes in the paper, we're licking our wounds. We aren't licking our wounds right now. We're on life support. This is a big issue for dealers that are going to get let go. These dealers are now going to negotiate 50 cents on the dollar, 80 cents on the dollar, stealing our parts from us. And these parts that they're taking from us are aero parts, which are returnable to the manufacturer at full price if they don't sell. Once again, this is allowing the people that are left to just kick us when we're down. That this is what's happening in our country right now. I'm just worried about what's going to happen tomorrow in our country.
What is the issue with Jim Press in all this?
Oh, Jim Press? Oh,
yes.
This guy just won't shut up. During 4 days of testimony, basically, he told the world that we were all underperformers that let us go. That's just not the case. Most of the dealers that were let go, they weren't politically correct in their eyes. They didn't like them for one reason or the other. They said we cost them money. In fact, we make them money. One thing after another, all the reasons they let these dealers go were no reasons that were good reasons. The reasons that they let us go was strictly political reasons.
There was also the question of whether the political campaign contributions of some of the dealers came into play in deciding whether they stayed or not. Do you believe that?
I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that.
See, I didn't believe that either, because I started to look at the list. You couldn't look at every one. And the problem is you can't look at the campaign donations of the dealers that stayed open because you don't have that full list. This seemed more along the lines of who was favored by executives within the company, whether it was Jim Press or Stephen Landry. That's
exactly what it was. It was so political, it would make you sick. I believe me being a female didn't help my cause either. I truly believe that, because we are top 50 in the country, top 100 in the country, excellent CSI, excellent SSI, 6 first visit. We were so many good things to them. Last year we had an audit, and we had 2 zero chargeback audits, which is unheard of in the business of dealers. You usually have one thing or another. We were very good. I was a very good dealer, and still am a very good dealer, and it just hurts. My employees, some of them are just hanging on for any last hope that they won't close the dealerships. And we're the last day here today, and all of my new cars most of them are behind the fence in one store. The other ones are just kind of being tucked away for them to pick them up. And again, we still have the issue with the parts, and then just the shutdown. You asked me earlier what we're doing. We're having a slow shutdown in the back. We still have service customers, body shop customers. It's a slow process. It's a sad day for us there. A lot of tears. A lot of people just looking to us. What are you going to do? You got to help us. I only want to work for you guys, which I appreciate, and I'm still fighting for you. See, I'm here today. I'm still fighting for my people. I'm still fighting for this cause, and I'm still fighting for the 789 dealers across the country who've been left out in the cold.
God bless you. You sound like you're still strong on their behalf and on your own, and you'll land on your feet, I'm sure, Colleen. What will you do when you close the doors later on today for the last time? Will there be some sort of ceremony for you? How will you handle that?
Oh, well, I don't think we're going to have a ceremony. I think we're just going to, obviously say goodbye to some people. There's quite a few people that are staying behind to help us close down. You don't just close down 30 years of business overnight. We have got to do a lot of things. We have payables, receivables. We plan on doing the right things to all of our vendors, our customers, our employees. We're going to be there for them for the next probably few months to make sure we do a proper shutdown, and so if we ever have to do something in the future, we haven't lost our integrity in this business.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Hang in there.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. Take care. Colleen McDonald, who lost Livonia Chrysler Jeep and Century Dodge in this whole process, and still fights on behalf of her employees.